afternoon Facebook Live. This is Mike George here with everyone's favorite trucker daddy.
Or your neighborhood friendly key trucker. But trucker daddy works too, because some of you really like that saying, so yeah.
So we are coming at you from Southern Oregon, a bit south of Eugene. It's kind of interesting outside. I'll kind of have us take a look out here, kind of see what we're driving through. Yeah, that is not fog. That is in fact haze from smoke. Kind of all around us at this point. We've kind of entered the ash cloud, or not really ash cloud, but the cloud of
the smoke cloud.
The smoke cloud. I mean, there's ash too. I mean, there was ash.
What the hell did you just call me?
There was ash all over the truck.
Call me an ash?
I'm just saying you're a little bit ashy. You need to kind of put some lotion, you know, lotion.
Girl.
You know. So anyways, we've been on the road here, and I think we left this morning from Portland area, Troutdale. Started off the day with some Burgerville, so that I think that's the reason why we didn't have our like bitchy moment of the morning. You know, Burgerville kind of swooped in with coffee and a very heavily onions burrito.
You don't have to keep track and see who joins, so you can be like, hi so and so, hi so and so.
Oh, that's true. We have to incorporate our audience into this a little bit. All right, we got Maria Shu, we got Travis. Travis is an old colleague of mine from AEP. Hi, Travis. We got a whole bunch of fabulous people on board today. You know, we got Andrew Corey. Oh shit, we had a fun name for Fatima, Queen Fatima. I believe you're now a queen. I know you were Princess Fatima before, but I think now, I mean, judging on your life from Facebook, I think you've worked your way up to bitch queen in charge. So very happy for your storied career in being a fierce bitch. So hi, Jason Wynn, fresh off from that riveting Facebook conversation that on my feed the other day. Thank you for your insight. Anywho, so yeah, we're just on the road. We're heading. Actually, can you tell us a little bit about where we're going and kind of what we're delivering, babe?
Yeah, I drive a truck. I have a trailer.
Actually, we do actually have a trailer this time. Or I mean, we have a I guess what most people think of when they think of a trailer. You know, the big box with a door on the ends.
Yeah, we call it a dry van or just a van. I'm actually hauling stuff from Lowe's from their distribution center to an actual store, and just kind of in the Sacramento area. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now. And it's real simple and, you know, easy peasy. Drop one empty trailer, pick up a full one, and head on out. So
yeah, so this kind of contrasts a bit from our previous loads, which have been all flatbed loads so far. So on the flatbed, you know, as the name implies, you have a flatbed and you have a variety of possible loads on there, usually heavy machinery or construction materials.
Or building material, or cars, or car frames, or steel, or yeah, other stuff. The possibilities are endless.
Which is kind of what makes the flatbed part fun. You never know what you can haul, but yeah. So yeah, with flatbeds, we usually have to kind of go through the work of securing the load. You know, using straps and chains to secure the load onto the bed itself, so that when the truck is moving, nothing shifts. Because that would
just like Mikey.
Just like me. Yes, I'm a pretty secure load. I mean, you know, I've been pretty much in the truck the whole time. I haven't gone on too many side quests by myself. You know,
you haven't gone on any side quests.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I'm surprised this queen over here ain't sick of me yet. But you know, so far I've survived about 2.5 weeks of being co-pilot without being off-boarded or replaced. So I'm doing good in my trial period here. You know, goddamn creditors trying to call my ass. They don't, all these fucking student loan companies have no idea where I am. And
it's girl, he's on Facebook Live. Let's call him.
Right. Oh my God, there are so many. Oh my God, like without going too deep into my financial woes at the moment, like, you know, I'm sure y'all can relate to having all those 1-800 numbers call, you know, blowing up your cell phone and trying to get you to pay off your collection, you know, the shit that you owe to collections. And, you know, for all my friends who work in the trenches that actually do that shit, collections, bless your hearts, but you're never gonna find me, bitches. So yeah. Anyways, so it's kind of funny, you know, the collections companies have gotten pretty sneaky too with, like, I don't know if it's just collections companies, but, you know, all those, you know, collections, telemarketers, all those hoes that you don't want to bother you at dinner time. You know, they've been trying to, like, switch up their phone numbers. That's weird because I get, like, 937 numbers from Dayton. I get 614 numbers from Columbus. Like, I haven't got a Montreal number yet. That would kind of be freaky. But I feel like that would require a lot more money to, like, try to get whatever their automated system is to start using international numbers. But whatever. I actually owe a bunch of money to the Royal Bank of Canada, and those bitches have no idea where the fuck I am. And, you know, Canadian banks don't even affect my credit. It's lovely. I can do whatever the fuck I want up in Canada, have my Canadian credit card, maybe buy a house up there, you know, just in case. And, you know, fuck, they can't, that shit doesn't touch my U.S. credit report. So for all of you out there, yeah, you know, who have exhausted your U.S. credit lines, you know, just a little, you know, little tip there, pro tip from somebody who's in the financial trenches at the moment. So,
not that I condone whatsoever leaving stuff like that. We are not financial planners. Please consult a financial advisor for any financial advice, or a lawyer for any legal advice. This has been your disclaimer.
I have plenty of financial advice, girl. Don't you worry. You know, thanks to Dr. Ramsey there, who just joined us. She imparted some of her business acumen. She was our marketing professor at Wright State. You know, she taught us the 4 essential P's, the 4 P's of marketing, which I hope I remember right now. Oh, this is gonna be embarrassing. All right, price, products. Oh shit. Price.
I don't think shit was one of them.
No, that's not a P. You could do a PS on that maybe. Shit. You know, the silent P. Let's see. Price, product, placement, and no, it's not perception. Price, product. Price, product, placement, and there is probably one that's like really obvious that I'm forgetting. Come on, Dr. Ramsey, I need a little help. Here. I got 3 out of 4. That's like an Asian F or C or whatever. Production? No, I don't think that's Production is kind of its own department.
Not productivity.
No, I think that's also kind of operations related. Marketing. Promotion. Shit, that had to be price, product, placement, and promotion. You know, the P in PR, or no, that's not even it. But, you know, public relations. But, you know, promotion, public relations.
She's real cute. She's real pretty sometimes.
Well, you know, that's not bad for a marketing class that I took, like, what, 10 years ago? Or something like that, 8 years ago? Not too bad, Dr. Ramsey. You left quite an impression on our entire class, so thank you. Anywho.
So why don't we get to the core kind of facilitating guideline for our video today.
Bitch, you act like there's like a plan to this whole...
There is a plan.
Oh,
yeah.
all right. There is a slight plan. You know, we got our tradition now of consulting our life advice from the expert of sparkling and kicking it, Mr. Frank Tennyson. I'm just going to call him Dr. Frank Tennyson because I feel like every other bitch on TV with a book, you know, is a doctor, and so...
Why not Reverend?
Huh?
So why not Reverend?
You know, maybe if he self-identifies as a reverend, you know, he can hit me up, and we can make all the things happen on that. Speaking of ordained, well, not really ordained ministers, I just, you know, give a shout out to Leonda Metzger. She didn't join the video, but she just kind of popped in my head, and she's a lovely gal, and she's one of my best friends from Wright State, so. Hi, Leonda.
We're doing shout-outs to ordained ministers, and shout-out to Vicky Massman, who, if it wasn't for her and another individual while I was in Dayton, Ohio, I would not have actually attended college while I was out in good old Dayton. I was gonna say Daytona, and that's definitely not in Ohio.
That is in the bowels of Florida.
Yeah, good place though. Good party city.
Oh, Daytona. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to Vicky Massman on that one. So.
Okay, so all those people in our lives that kind of touch us and and sometimes
touch us. Show me on the doll where he touched you.
Well, that'll be a separate post. I have to prepare the media slides for that.
Oh. So yeah, Sparkle and Kick It.
So Sparkle and Kick It by Dr. Frank Tennyson. He probably has no idea that we've been talking about him every day, and he's probably gonna sue us in like a month or now. I don't know. Let's see.
Sue us for what?
I don't know.
We didn't write anything, so it's not libel. We're not slandering you.
All right, Matthew Gutierrez, JD over there. All right, so here we go. Here's a good one. I think it could be relevant to us in many ways. Just as water is a solution of nature that can liquefy hard stuff, a good attitude is a solution of the spirit that dissolves problems. So I kind of want to take a moment and reflect on that. I don't know. This was right on the first page of the book, and it was kind of I thought it was kind of appropriate because kind of for the literal reason. Well, not really literal, but kind of a quasi-literal relationship to kind of what was going on in Houston. Houston's now they're draining the swamp. And
drain the swamp.
Yeah, go figure. That's what Donald Trump said he was going to do, is drain the swamp. So they are, right now they are draining, the flood water out of Houston, I believe.
Trying to dry her out.
Yeah, really trying to dry her out. It's a long drying out process, I imagine.
So what does that say mean to you, Michael?
Well, Matthew,
we get
let's see. I don't know. I think of water with regards to Chinese culture a lot. Like a lot of old Chinese expressions refer to water a lot, and water is a big part of kind of a lot of the culture and some of the even the science and the teachings and stuff that in China. Right? I mean, obviously, and that kind of comes to mind to me is the Three Gorges Dam up there. I mean, they kind of have this relationship with the rivers and stuff, and that's kind of right now. I mean, kind of going on this grandiose scale with the completion of the Three Gorges Dam. Right now, actually, they're trying to. Oh my God, China has this crazy fucking project that they're actually. I mean, so they just finished the Three Gorges Dam. I think in the last 5 years or something, or maybe longer than that, last decade, we'll say. And now they're trying to do this whole fucking project where they are trying to divert water from the south of China to the north of China, and they're basically oh my God, think of trying to take the Mississippi River and dump the Mississippi River onto the into the Rio Grande or something. I don't know, or some other think of trying to take the entire Mississippi River and move it. Because maybe for the bitches out west that have all this dry land out here or something, think of that. I mean, that's kind of what's going on in China. They're taking one of their two major rivers, there's the Yangtze River and the Yellow River, which I always have to catch myself because I always thought the Yellow and the Yangtze rivers were the same, but just Chinese name. But I don't know. Anyways, there's two major rivers there, and they're basically trying to, Beijing and Shanghai and all those crazy big cities are up north. And so there's a lot of water, I think, available in the south, so they're moving all the water up there, really. So, anyways, tangent. So yeah, I guess in terms of kind of the spiritual meaning of this, I don't know. I cannot remember the quote to save my life, but I kind of think of the image in my head of a rock, rock versus water. When you're a stream of water that encounters a rock, you don't just stop at the rock and sort of wait for the rock to move aside. Nor do you even destroy the rock, which is kind of, I think, a very westernized, maybe kind of macho mentality is, okay, I confront an object in my way and I have to destroy it and teach that rock a lesson. But I'm a Pisces, which is a water sign. And so, the saying kind of goes, instead of the water stopping at the rock, it just simply goes around the rock. It finds its way around the rock. And so, I think a lot of times we live in a culture that that teaches us that we have to be tough and confrontational all the time, especially boys and men and everything. So I kind of, I kind of like to, I don't know, kind of find creative solutions around people. And I guess that's kind of always been my shtick. Matthew over here seems to be much more confrontational with things. He likes to kind of let people know what's up and sort of just...
I'm not confrontational. I just expect people to be able to do your job. Plain and simple.
Right. But I mean...
And if you don't know how to do your job, I'm going to call you out on it and tell you, girl, you don't know what you're doing. Well, let me tell you.
Yeah, and I have a lot of respect for that. I kind of have this... I'm too hesitant with how I approach inept people, or just, kind of... Yeah, we'll say obstacles. I don't know. I tend to kind of think oh, maybe the problem is the process that the person. And we're back. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. We lost. We're kind of going through. We're going through some rural spots. We are on the interstate. We're in some mountains though, and there's also this wildfire that's kind of imminent. So I'm not sure if that's affecting the cell tower traffic at all. But anyways, what were we talking about a second ago?
You were talking about how you're talking about confrontation and how you admired me on how I handle things. Sometimes it's a process.
Yeah, I think it had to do with the role I used to be in at my at AEP too. I was kind of my old job was working in standards, so I kind of had to assume that maybe the person wasn't that they were doing their job correctly, that maybe there was a standards problem or something. That was kind of, I don't know. I always try to assume that something of mine is wrong first before I start pointing to other people. And maybe that's kind of a problem of mine that I have. I don't know, but anywho, that's what kind of the water thing kind of made me think of, the confrontational approach versus the I don't know, the sneaky approach, the stealthy approach, the
sneaky approach. You make that sound so
conniving.
Yeah, conniving. Definitely. That's definitely not how I take this thing. To me, it's pretty basic. It's choose your attitude. I've said this before, and I'll continue to say it. Life is 10% of circumstance and 90% on what you do about it. Choose your attitude. You can either be miserable and upset about something and dwell on things that you can't change, or you can kind of accept things the way that they are and know and try to understand how you can control the things that you can control, like your attitude, how you talk to people, things of that nature. You brought up a point about water and the boulder and whatnot, and it made me think of the path of least resistance. I feel that we tend to overcomplicate.
That's a good electrical engineering mantra.
Well, it's not only just that. We also do that in trucking too. We try to take the path of least resistance. Don't take the spot if you have to back up into it. If you can just pull straight through, take the path that is going to lead the safer path versus sometimes the easier path, which is the less safe path. Try to in traffic, and whatnot. So that's the path of least resistance. As I was trying to say, I feel like we overcomplicate things sometimes, and sometimes it's you were talking about people and structure, and sometimes it's the process, whatnot. As being a training manager before, sometimes you have to look at, am I explaining it correctly? Do I need to explain it a different way so that maybe it's understood? Is it a training opportunity and not necessarily a conflict or anything like that? But it's an opportunity in order for you to teach an individual, a group of people, perhaps, something that maybe somebody didn't know. So, and that's also why I look at questions too, especially in a group setting. If somebody's willing to take the time and try to understand something that they don't know, I guarantee you they're not the only person wondering that same thing. So, when I'm explaining, when I'm training, I like to do it, some people call it redundant, which it is, but it's explaining something in a couple different ways, so then the people who learn differently can learn that way. That goes back to the whole trust and verify. trust that they understood what you told them. Now make them show you that they understand by actually doing what you were talking about. And if not, it's another opportunity, another training opportunity in order to explain it a different way, or maybe completely walk them through it, you know, hand in hand, and then that way they get it that way. So
right, yeah. I kind of I mischaracterized Mabu here. He's a very patient person, and he's definitely I don't know, he's definitely good at. I mean, he's sort of been training me on kind of co-piloting him and helping him with his activities with securing his load and stuff. Kind of the little.
Not that you do that.
I do somewhat.
Yeah, thanks. But no, I mean, I have to be a patient person, being a training manager, working this field, whatnot. I mean, I'm one of those, I'll be your best friend until you take me there, and then, girl, I can take you there.
Right.
Or I will take it there. So, I mean...
to the dark place.
Not even to the dark place, just to the real world, you know? I mean, that's anything. That's if you can't do your job. That's if you're being stupid and I'll call you on it. You know, but it's also that whole pick your battle thing, you know? Sometimes it's worth fighting a good fight, sometimes it's not. So, yeah.
So, yeah, anywho, yeah, so do you have anything else to add kind of onto our...
No, I keep it simple. The whole KISS philosophy, keep it simple, stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm calling you stupid, because I'd never do that.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, baby. Well, so anywho, I don't know, what else has been... I have one more thing kind of on that note. Seeing the Houston stuff and kind of what this made me think of with regards to Houston. I'll kind of go back to the quote here just to kind of refresh anybody who just joined on here. There's kind of what I thought of with regards to Houston is, Houston, it's kind of funny. Like, I had no idea, and I don't think anybody really had any idea what the scope of this disaster was going to be when it first started.
Not that we think the disaster is funny, it just, life circumstances is funny. You said it's kind of funny.
Oh, well, you know what that means. That doesn't mean it's literally funny. But yeah, I mean,
I know what you mean. I'm making sure other people
Right.
So all of a sudden this doesn't turn into a, oh my god, I can't believe Mike, George, and Matt. They just think the things that happen to people, devastation, is absolutely funny. That is not what we're saying. Some people take...
I enjoy devastation, I'll be honest. Like, I have, like, that sick part of me that, like, I don't know, I grew up watching Independence Day when I was a kid. I saw, like, when the aliens sent that, that atomic bomb, like, laser thing down to destroy New York, Washington, and LA, and I was pretty fucking impressed. And I was like, okay, that's what a shockwave looks like, a fiery shockwave going, with a 20-mile radius. Okay. I mean, it was impressive. And hell, I mean, if you get the joy of kind of seeing like shit like that kind of happen in real life, like, I mean, kind of at a safe distance, obviously, I say fuck enjoy it, but kind of without all that kind of having been said, like, I have to say, like, with this particular storm, Hurricane Harvey, it started off being it looked like kind of a nuisance storm. It was a tropical storm for a while. It was just kind of putzing around in the Gulf of Mexico. And then suddenly it kind of became a Category 4, just while it was hugging the coast of Texas. And then that Category 4 storm, I mean, even after the Category 4 storm hit, I was like, okay, it's down to a tropical storm. It's not going to really, it's a tropical storm, big fucking whoop. But man, I didn't really, little did we know a fucking tropical storm times 5 days or whatever. I mean, it's kind of funny how nature sort of throws those little curveballs at you. But yeah, I mean, despite that magnitude of devastation, when I see the news and stuff lately, I've been seeing a lot of really hopeful stories. I mean, I don't know. First of all, I think it's kind of impressive that only 30 people have died. I know that kind of sounds like whatever, but I mean, if you think about a city of like, there's probably like 10 million people in that affected area at least. I would guess. And the fact that 30 out of 10 million died, I mean, granted, there's a lot more wounded, and obviously the extensive property damage. But I mean, I guess if you just think about that one number, and then you compare it kind of to what happened in, like, you know, Bangladesh during their monsoon season, or, you know, I mean, there's been, and the funny thing is, there's other hurricanes and shit that have happened over this past week that I know I didn't see on the news, but kind of a few friends of mine were kind of reminding me, like, okay, there's drama around the world, you know, too. So that's been, but yeah, obviously, this Hurricane Harvey thing. I mean, all the stories I've seen coming out of there so far have been really positive. You know, the government has so far been able to kind of do what it can in terms of mobilizing aid and distribution networks to kind of get all that stuff out to people. But I mean, obviously the government, you can only do so much kind of from the 10,000 foot view. You know, really the big thing has been local folks, you know, people, you know, driving their own personal fishing boats and whatnot to help their neighbors and stuff. And the crazy thing about this is it didn't just affect like it didn't affect like just like a poor neighborhood here and there, or like it wasn't like Katrina where it was like it seemed like all the poor neighborhoods kind of got screwed. Like this felt like it hit everybody, and it kind of, I don't know, it kind of brought us back to this sort of collective mentality of, you know, working together and putting aside our differences. And I know that's like a really basic thing to kind of sort of be grateful for, but you know, I'm sure you all know, like in this day and age, like what I feel like it's been such a long time since we've had like a real moment of national unity in our country. And if our national unity, I mean, if it's just, it amazes me that it takes something like a hurricane now to kind of achieve that. Hell, I mean, it used to be kind of in the old days, like you'd have a gun, you know, kind of a gun shooting or a gun rampage. You know, some crazy guy, you know, goes and lays a bunch of bullets into a high school or something, or a church. I mean, and you'd have kind of moments of solidarity after that happened. But those don't even happen anymore either. I mean, like now, every time we have a tragedy like a shooting or something, it kind of devolves into the left versus right, gun control versus Second Amendment type of rhetoric. And it's, you know, I kind of shook my head when kind of seeing the news about some of those tragedies. But I mean, the kind of the upside to this whole Harvey mess has been it's been kind of a moment of collective awe at the power of nature and kind of the impact it had on everybody down there. So yeah, I don't know. That's been kind of powerful to see unfold. What, anything, Dave?
I mean, in regards to that, you know, I mean, my personal feeling is any loss of life, whether it be one person, 30 people, 300 people, is one life lost too many. I feel other things could have been done, but then again, I'm also not in that region right now in order to say one way or the other how things were done. I think it's a good kind of testing to see what has happened, and if we learn from Katrina and other events. You know, there's things going on right now, even in Montana, the horrible wildfires that are going on up there, that are getting no press whatsoever. You know, we're all about, you know, Houston strong. You know, we need to be Montana strong. We need to be the United States strong, because we're all in this together. That's really what it boils down to.
Amen.
And, you know, if we quit trying to label ourselves, and not just label ourselves, but it's, you know, you, us versus them type of mentality, and realize it's we that make this great country great. Let's try this again, except this time in English. It's we that make this
in English, papi,
great country outstanding, and we just need to stop all the interfighting and realize what the greater threat to our livelihood is. And it's not each other, it's the oppressors, it's the bigots, if you will, it's the naysayers, it's the people who want to see chaos, because it is easier to control a mass of people with chaos, confusion, misinformation, than it is with knowledge, power, unity, as far as that is concerned. So that's where I'm at. That's the activist in me.
Amen, brother. Amen, Sister G. I guess speaking of labeling ourselves, I have labeled myself with this lovely. Actually, it's Matthew's. Well, it's ours. Oh, and there's a glare on it. Look at that. We know what you'll just have to make do with the reverse version, but just kind of getting on the ground, trying to get on the ground floor of a potential Michelle Obama campaign. Just saying. So, she's, well, I'm not going to plug any potential candidates in a post about unity and whatnot, but anyways, just had to put, I was wearing it, so, it had to be mentions. Anywho, let's see, what else, babe? I think that's...
We enjoyed our time in Portland.
Oh, that's true, yes.
We had a wonderful evening last night. Got to go to one of our favorite restaurants, Chez Machin, which is lovely, lovely, beautiful French bistro.
Yes, Chez Machin, that's M-A-C-H-I-N. Well, Chez is C-H-E-Z. Machin, M-A-C-H-I-N. House of Machin. Yeah, beautiful. For those of you who might actually have the opportunity to go, make sure to secure a spot in the back patio. It's not going to be evident right away, but I promise you, it's a treat. Yeah. So, anyways, we spent the last couple of days in Portland. Matthew, we got to see the ever brightening Miss Leah Paul, as always. I feel like she's sort of like our spiritual truck stop. She refuels our sanity a bit. And it's just lovely to see her in Cosmo. We got to hang out with my dear friend Bernie. Matthew got to meet Bernie for the first time, and our friend Brett was there as well, and we just had a lovely time on this patio. Having some wine and just kind of relaxing and kind of just catching up on each other's lives. Cash me outside. How about that? Cash me outside. How about that?
No, I'm not. I don't subscribe to that. Sorry.
Okay, well, I tried. So yeah, it was just a lovely couple days in the PDX. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a short live. It was kind of a little
high buy.
Yeah, a little high buy, and that's kind of the nature of these trips, is we don't always know. We definitely don't always know where we're going to be dispatched. I mean, I kind of know Matt's schedule day by day, or at least load by load, where we're going, and so I know. I feel we both kind of feel bad because I'm sure we're passing by a lot of our dear friends.
Not all the time can we stop.
Right.
As much as I would love to, trucking does have a time schedule. So I mean, we get to stop where we can and when we can, but not all the time do we have the opportunity or the privilege to be able to stop. So I mean,
yeah, and you can see even on Labor Day weekend, the trucking industry does not stop. People still need their goods.
Because we can't stop, and we won't stop.
Oh, we definitely need to put a song. We need to do one of our sing-songy Facebook Lives sometime.
Sing-songy?
Yeah, sing-song.
Is that on the...
We need to sing song.
Is that the wing load?
We need to take the wing load to the sing-song, and then we need to sing. Oh, and we're back. Oh, right. Okay, I promise you, I was bending over to get a charger, not for any other reasons. That bends. Whoop, whoop, and snap. Snap. There we go. Had to get in the camera shot. All right. Oh gosh, what was I doing? I was getting this thing. What were we talking about? I have no attention span. I know. Oh, Asian. That's right. Oh yeah. That was my fault. My awful Asian accent. Anyways, let's see. No, I feel like we were talking about something. No, we were
talking about
sing-alongs. That's right. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's take just a second and kind of take a gander at who we have joining us and who has sort of spoken their mind here so far. Let's look through the comments. Oh, Dr. Ramsey, I'm glad I remembered the answer. I was like, that's like the first freaking lesson of your class. I would have felt pathetic if I'd forgotten that. Thank you, Dr. Ramsey. Khalid, it is 2017. Why do people still write books using Comic Sans font? Egregious. You know what? That is so funny. I actually have. There are I think my boss. No, that wasn't my boss. There are like other. You'd be amazed. Like there's like engineers and shit that like write in Comic Sans font, and I'm pretty sure they know that it's like. I'm pretty sure they know that we're like really, but they don't give a fuck. I mean, this one particular dude is like really smart, and he kind of holds our little department together. So he I feel like he's kind of earned his right to use Comic Sans font whenever the fuck he wants. But yeah, I agree. Comic Sans font is sort of like.
What department is that?
Huh?
You said holder department. What department is that?
Oh, the transmission engineering department at AEP. I mean, he was like one of the smartest people one of the smartest people at that company, in my opinion. But anywho, let's see, what else? Yeah, I mean, Comic Sans font. I used to use Comic Sans font. I mean, I feel like we all did when we were little, because it was like the really pretty, cute fonts that, like, I don't know, it made you seem kind of fun. You'd have to write a term paper, and you'd be like, oh my god, I'm going to show off how cool I am with my Comic Sans font, and then I'm just going to be like, I'll be like the chill guy, like the chill smart guy in the room or something, I don't know, but yeah, Comic Sans font. You know what? I feel like for this book, for the purpose of this book, bless you, baby.
Thank you.
For the purpose of this book, it like kind of it works, because this whole book is kind of like about the whole concept is like fuck convention, and I mean, Comic Sans itself has kind of become its own cliche, but I don't think enough so to like warrant becoming a new convention. So I'll still say fuck convention. Well, what else is there here? Who else has commented here? Oh, hi, Cameron. Cameron is a fellow grammar Nazi, or I guess I have to start using other words besides Nazi now. Yeah. So he's a fellow grammar police. He's a grammar hurricane. He just goes around and sweeps up all those mistakes and, yeah, I don't know.
And wine faux pas.
So, who else is on here? All right, well, Abby Macri just joined us. Hi, Abby. Abby is a beloved fan of ours from, she's from, I know her from Steubenville, Ohio. Steubenville, of course. But I don't know. I think she's living in, I feel like I think you're living in Columbus still. She corrected us and said grammar supremacist. Okay.
Wow.
All right, that works. That works, baby. That works.
As long as they ain't coming at me with no fucking tiki torches, I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Tiki torches. Lord. But let's see.
What else? Comments?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of all the comments we have so far.
Sorry, I'm trying to teach him on this whole social media thing on how he should properly conduct a live event and keep viewers engaged.
Well, we need more interesting questions from y'all. So, oh, Abby, you're teaching in Steubenville? Oh my God, yay! That's right. Abby, I think she's actually like the fine arts. She's helping like my fine arts director. My old fine arts director, Scott Willakin. A little shout out to Mr. Wu. Yeah, she's like the assistant choir director, probably choir drama director, I'm guessing. But
the drama in the choir.
Oh, the drama in the choir. Yes. I miss those days. But yeah, no, she is doing the Lord's work. I mean, she is. I mean, I love how many of my friends have gone back to teach in Steubenville. Like, oh my God, like. I feel like Steubenville, like, I don't know, Steubenville has gone through the shits, and, like, it just, every time I go to Steubenville, it's like, something else is closed down, or something, something has moved away, or something, but, that's the one thing, that's, like, the one freaking thing we have in that town is our school system, and it's really awesome that, like, people from our class, people from our, from kind of our generation, go back and teach, like, it's... Oh my God, that's like the Lord's work, and and our high school number one high school in the fucking not high school. I'm sorry, Wells Academy. My old elementary school won like first place in the state of Ohio for elementary schools, and I'm like, how the fuck does Steubenville? Does a school from Steubenville beat out like Upper Arlington and like whatever rich white people suburb in Cincinnati has a school system, like how do they that's impressive. I think that our school district sort of held out its own versus all these like, versus all these crazily funded kind of competitor schools. Not really competitor, but well, in drama club and choir and in swimming we'd be competitors, but we held our own and it's still fucking going strong. Like I love. Anyways, little shout out to Steubenville City Schools. Yeah. So, Abby, it is not awful. The grass is always greener on the other side of the valley, darling. I do need to go back. It's been a long time since I've been to Steubenville. I need to make a visit there and check in on 420 North 4th Street. Woo woo. Right down the street from my other favorite spot in Steubenville, Hunan, which I think from the intelligence that I've gathered, it seems that Alice is no longer running the shop there. I think it's still there though. Hunan is still very much there. I hear I don't know what it's like anymore, so I'm kind of afraid to go back and see, because it's like I've had nightmares of Hunan closing down, like of going back to Steubenville and seeing Hunan boarded up and shit. Like I had a nightmare one time about that, and it was a really melodramatic nightmare, I'm sure, but it was terrible. And man, fuck, I feel like if that place is ever under threat of closing down, fuck, I'll take it over and run that fucking bitch. I've already learned how to make the hot and spicy beef from Hunan. Not quite the same way as Alice. Alice never told me her recipe or anything, but wait, what? Abby, Alice gave Albert's dad the recipe to her chili shrimp? Ooh, okay.
Is it chili and shrimp and garlic?
I mean, I'm sure that it's
you son of a bitch.
Ancient Chinese secrets. We don't just
more fish sauce. Okay.
More fish sauce. Listen to this, bitch. But anyways, and Rob Gotcho, I miss working in the field. Where are you at, bitch? You're not in the? Yeah, you were. So Rob's a friend of mine from high school. He works in the energy industry. I think in oil and gas.
And you
I want to say.
Only my friends watch this.
Yeah, but that's kind of the cool thing. That is another kind of nice thing about what's going on in Steubenville, is like they've been kind of benefiting from all the shale gas stuff, which I have to admit my environmentalist hat has a lot of problems with. But at the same time, it's bringing people jobs, and and they're good jobs, and and at the end of the day, we do need energy, no matter where it comes from. Preferably, they would come from good places and clean sources, and delivered by sexy transmission lines from over the mountains. Who knows? But yeah, anyways, that's been a really neat development to see back in my hometown. I don't know, what's your hometown like? Like, has it changed over the years?
Are we talking about the place that I was born at, or the place that I grew up at?
I would say the place you grew up in, Denver, or Denver area.
I mean, Denver's exploded. The freaking housing market is out of control over there. Like, it's only a matter of time before the housing bubble kind of pops again.
I can't wait till the housing bubble bursts. I'm like waiting for those prices to go down and meet, us to get our dream house together, baby.
Well, no, I mean, it's definitely growth. I mean, the city and the state in all has a surplus of money that they are putting into their infrastructure.
Oh my God,
whether it be roads or a light rail system that is expanding, through parks, just all sorts of things that they're putting into the communities.
Wow.
So it's great.
So a city's making a lot of money and not squandering it on tax cuts?
The state is getting a lot of money.
That's awesome. So they're actually, they're doing like what the government's supposed to be doing when they have lots of money, which is investing in their future.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, baby. Go on. Well, I was saying, that's kind of like the difference between cities like Pittsburgh and Cleveland and Detroit. Like Pittsburgh was like really proactive about investing in education and healthcare, and all those types of things back during its steel heyday. And so when the steel industry kind of went, see ya, bye Felicia, it was Pittsburgh still kind of had a leg to stand on. I mean, it still went through population decline and everything, but not as bad as Detroit, not even as bad as Cleveland. So that's kind of what makes Pittsburgh really unique and really really fabulous city to visit. So.
Yeah. And you said you don't have things to talk about, girl.
You just triggered one of my rants. So.
We can't ever shut you up.
So anyway, let's do a little check of the weather here. Still hazy, still smoky. We are still driving through the affected area of some local wildfires.
I don't know if these are local wildfires or if they're from the Northern California, and this is what's blowing up into Southern Oregon.
Well, there was even shit that was blowing down south into Portland from British Columbia.
Yeah, but that was a few weeks ago.
I don't know. I thought those were still going on. I don't know. Fire everywhere. All the homos are causing everything to just flame up in bursts.
Yes, because you're responsible for all the bullshit that's fucking happening.
The gays are. I mean, we caused Hurricane Harvey, obviously. But, I mean, obviously that one worked... Well, I should say that worked out in our favor, but, well, I'll just...
Yeah, let's not whole think before you speak thing, Gabe.
Sorry. This is sort of the thing with Facebook Live, is you kind of get the raw, unfiltered opinions, so...
But, I mean, you give my raw, unfiltered opinion, which, mind you, the views and opinions of Michael George do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Anthony Terrace. I'm all about the disclaimers today. Yeah, no.
Am I? Man, I would love somebody to try to sue us for like something that we said on Facebook Live, though.
I would prefer not to be sued.
Right.
Ever. Thank you.
And I guess I do have job applications I'm working on. I gotta worry about Big Brother and, Uh-oh, look what we found here from 420 several years ago. Denied. So yeah, that's unfortunately in the world we live in. But I've kind of stopped giving a fuck about that, to be honest, because I feel like I'm not the only person who's gonna have this problem of all your shit being everywhere for everybody to see. We're kind of all in this problem together. And hell, look at how many politicians' careers it's already cost us, and then look how many politicians' careers it's advanced, like our presidents. So I feel like whenever one of us starts running for public office or something, I feel like it'll just be commonplace for all of for all of us to have had some dark stain in our past. So I say let's just roll with it and enjoy life.
I mean, I say just put your shit out there, tell on yourself before anybody else tells on you. That way at least it's coming from your mouth instead of somebody else's. That's what I say.
I don't do anything that I'm ashamed of telling my mother or Facebook, so,
So you will do anything that
No, I don't do anything.
That's not what you said.
Honey, you got the engine running. We're going up a hill, so it's a little bit difficult for Poppy to hear what I'm saying. But, yeah, basically...
Your accent, too.
But basically, don't say and do shit that you wouldn't be proud of your mother finding out about. And my God, never has that been truer than now, and probably will be even more true in the future once Facebook can read our thoughts. Like actually read them instead of just drunkenly typing them out at 2 a.m. So anywho, on that note, I think do you have anything else to kind of discuss with our friends on Facebook Live, dear?
Yes, if you want to know anything, please feel free to drop us a message in the comments if there's a question that you're dying to know about the road, about trucker life, that I can answer for you, why certain things are the way that they are. Give us new topics of conversation if you want to hear about something. We definitely love to hear from all the people out there across the country, and even across the world. We get to talk to, and that we have the benefit and the privilege of knowing. So, yeah.
And the fabulous company, which is you all, and him too, obviously. But I was referring to you all. Wait, that was a hand there. Oh, okay, there we go. That was that. And woo woo, Michelle Obama. All right. Anywho, we're gonna continue to sort of safely traverse through this
We're not
smoky
gonna
part of
safely anything. We are going to safely traverse.
zero harm, zero fuck ups. Absolutely.
That's why I deal in absolutes. He deals in kind of maybes. Engineer, not an engineer.
Oh, what is not? Engineers are actually engineers do deal with absolutes. We have the task of taking a very complex and very gray, you know, a very non-absolute world and making it absolute.
Then why are a lot of your answers not very absolute?
Because I don't know, honey.
That's how I roll.
If you want absolute answers, I will give you absolute answers.
And I'm not talking the vodka.
Anywho, on that absolute note, we are absolutely done here. So bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
And from Mikey and Matt,
Bye.
have a blessed day. Ta-ta for now.